So this week's been all about recovery, always after a long race, as it was for UTA 50k last weekend, and so just wanted to make sure I looked after the body well this week. Eating really well as best I can, adding in extra foam rolling and stuff at home when I can. Had a really nice massage during the week as well, which was great. And so basically just taking any opportunity to do anything that I could to basically help my legs bounce back and catch up on a bit of sleep as well. Travelling to another country for a race is always difficult. There's always a bit of travel and transit time involved, so aiming to sort of get through all of that and sort of bounce back and get back into training. Sort of as I mentioned, UTA was a build-up race for me for the Lavaredo Ultra Trail, and so I was definitely really happy with how the legs bounced back after UTA. It's always sort of a bit of a question mark as to how you'll bounce back, even when you are doing races as build-up races or maybe B or C races, because at the end of the day you're still running, in this case 50k with over 2,000 meters of elevation gain, so it's pretty hard on the body regardless of whether you're taking it easy or whether you're pushing hard. But really happy with how the body's bounced back. The past week training's been really good. Managed to get in some quality runs back on the trails. Got the poles back out, getting a bit more vert in the legs, getting ready for Lavaredo. So looking forward to the next week and seeing what it'll bring. So I got my first wee longer one today since UTA on the weekend, so I'm going to be cruising out for about an hour and a half. The Savo, I just had chiropractic before in Mosgiel, and I'm just out at Whare Flat at the moment, so going to do a nice wee loop I did a couple of weeks ago. A little bit of hiking involved, so I'm just going to keep the intensity super low, just a bit of time on feet today. How are we doing, guys? So just on rain gauge spur track. Good to be back on this climb. It's about 700 metres and around about 3.5k, so definitely a good steep one, good preparation for Lavaredo. And I've got the Neo Trail poles out today from Good morning. So we do have sunny Dunedin this morning. Just out on the bike this morning, probably about an hour and a half. So I spoke to my coach Robbie this morning, and ended up doing a couple of hours yesterday on the trails and felt pretty good, but just got a little bit of a tight right calf muscle. So chatting with Robbie, he was definitely the voice of reason, and decided that we'll take today as an active recovery day. Also got physio later on, so definitely just going to maximise recovery today, spin the legs on the bike now, and definitely looking forward to getting on the trails on the weekend. So I've just arrived at the Pineapple lookout point, just on the Flagstaff climb. It's funny, I've run past this lookout probably at least a dozen times since being down here in Dunedin, but never come here, and the views are absolutely beautiful over the harbour. So got an easy hour on the cards today. Had a good active recovery bike ride yesterday, and really awesome physio session with Helen, which was really good. Body responded really well to that, and so feeling good now. Easy hour today, and all going well, we'll be heading up a bit of a threshold session tomorrow in the hills, which I'm really looking forward to. And so I just wanted to sort of share I guess the last couple of days, and I guess the key message from that, just regarding sort of training and things like that, is sometimes the best sort of training adaptation that we can have, or the best thing that we can do for our training, is to take that active recovery day or to take that extra rest day. It doesn't mean that you're failing the training plan or you're not sort of doing what was set. It just means that you're listening to your body and going with the flow of things. And it's often when we can make these sort of micro adjustments to the training plan, or we can make these smart decisions in training, we often get the benefit from it, rather than sort of trying to grit your teeth and grind through a session, or try and get through a run that maybe your body's just not quite ready for. If you can sort of try and follow that sort of principle, I guess, in the sense of just listen to your body, sometimes rest is best, and that'll hopefully leave you feeling better and ready to get stuck into the next training run.
Like that.
So I've got a brand new pair of normal Tomia 2s, second pair of these that I've got. ever since I started running in these, just absolutely loving them. It was almost like run after run after run, they just kept on getting better. And to be fair, the pair that I've got still have a lot of life left in them. The issue is that I'm just finding lately, I'm very lucky with Vibram in the sense that I can run in effectively any trail running shoe as long as it has a Vibram outsole. And so I do have a few different brands and pairs of shoes here that I can sort of choose from and use, which is really nice. But I've just found over the last sort of few months since I got the first pair back in March that, you know, being a run in Christchurch, being a run in Dunedin, Ultra Trail Australia, the Montana race in Italy, I keep sort of grabbing this shoe as my shoe of choice. So some specs on the shoe, and so it's a 8mm drop, 281 grams for a men's US 9. It's got a new midsole foam basically, and so the foam that it has now is a sort of a combination that feels super responsive, enough cushion and comfort that I've got a good feeling that I'll be wearing it at the Lavaredo Ultra for 120k at the end of June. And so yeah, it just feels like a really stable shoe, really comfortable, and as I say, kind of the more and more Ks that you put in them, the better they start to feel. And then on the bottom of the shoe, as like any good shoe should have, so we've got the Vibram light base mega grip, so this is a Zegolite lug pattern, and so this also has the traction lug technology from Vibram as well, which basically helps to sort of shed any sort of mud or debris that would potentially get stuck on the sole. There's these really small sort of little kind of knobbles on the lugs themselves, little micro sort of size things that just sort of help get rid of any sort of excess mud and dirt and things. So yeah, pretty unbiased opinion. I don't have to like this shoe, I don't have to wear this shoe, but it is definitely a shoe that I've been enjoying, you know, running more and more in. Good morning. So just made it to the start of the Silver Peaks Loop, so it's going to be where I'm doing my long run today. And so yeah, Silver Peaks Loop, from what everyone in Dunedin's been saying, it's definitely one of the better places to go trail running here, so looking forward to checking it out. Should be around about 25k, around sort of 1400 metres of elevation gain, so it's probably going to be some pretty punchy climbs. It's super windy here in Dunedin. The last couple of days we've had 100k an hour sort of winds, pretty gusty, but got to get out and get the job done. So we're a few k into today's run. Holy heck, it is so windy. I'm getting a little bit of break from the wind at the moment, just behind some pine trees, but man, it's blowing a gale out here. I'm hoping once I get onto the single track, a bit more native bush, it should be a bit more protected. So I'm just under 19k into the Silver Peaks Loop. I think I've done about 1100 metres of climbing. Man, they weren't wrong about this loop. While it's been bloody windy, it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, already looking forward to the next time I can come back here.